Hello and welcome to the next part of Lab 2. We're going to talk about star charts right now. So these are tools that astronomers kind of use. It's sort of a map of the sky. So click this link below here to get the June 2021 star chart. There's also one for July that I've got a link to, but we're going to maybe work on that one in a minute. So you're going to download that chart. It's just a PDF file that you can have open in your browser and answer questions coming up in the lab. But I'm going to explain it to you next. Okay, so this is sort of a sample star chart. And so what this shows you, this is the evening sky. Let me get my pointer. The evening sky for June 2021 for the Northern Hemisphere. In early June, this is what the sky will look like at midnight. In mid-June, which is kind of where we are now, this is where actually when I'm recording it, this is where we are now, but when you probably watch this, we're going to be closer to late June. So anyway, so mid-June, this is what the sky looks like at 11 o'clock at night. Late June, this will be 10 p.m. So what you can see here, this is pointed west, this is pointed east, this is north, or this is south. So if you were to go out at 10 o'clock at night in June 27th or something, and you're going to turn west, what you're going to see in the sky, this is the equator. Is that what that says? Yep, that's the celestial equator. And then here is the ecliptic. So we go out and we look in the west at 10 o'clock at night, you're going to see a bright star that's going to be really close to the ecliptic. All right, so that is Leo, that's Regulus. It's pretty funny. Sometimes star names are close to stuff that they used to say in Star Trek. So anyway, all right, so the ecliptic, of course, is the path that the sun takes throughout the year. It's also where all the planets are located. And it looks to me like there are no planets that you would see in June, which is depressing. Okay, so I've printed this out. Some interesting things here, if we're looking toward the south, this is an asterism, which that's a fancy word for a picture within a picture. It's the teapot asterism in Sagittarius. And the really cool thing is the center of the Milky Way is sort of like right around here. So you can kind of see that. So if you have access to binoculars, there's some interesting things that you can see. Of course, you'll be able to see a lot of stars through the Milky Way. If you were to go into a really, really dark area, you would see the Milky Way stretching from the north to the south, kind of toward the east. If you can find this asterism, this little teapot asterism, you can look and sort of see where the center of the galaxy is. You can also find there are some, let's see, there's some through here. If you look at this, there's M12 or M10. Those should be potentially, what do they say on here? They're a globular cluster, very interesting, which is kind of fun to look at. The Virgo clusters through here, so that's, you'll see more galaxies. I'm looking at I printed it off and I'm looking at it. Anyway, so this is directly overhead, so this is going to be at altitude 90, right? And so you would just look directly overhead, and it doesn't matter your azimuth, right? So altitude here, altitude is not very far up. So I would say this is altitude, I don't know, if this is 90, this is altitude 25 maybe to get here. Your azimuth is going to be, if this is 0, this is 90, this is 180. So this is between 90 and 180. No, yeah, 90 and 180. My brain is not working. I say that everything, right? So this would be altitude 10, azimuth, I don't know, we'll guess 100 or something, right? So anyway, so that is sort of how you read a star chart. It's a little backwards sometimes. You have to get kind of oriented. Cassiopeia is here toward the north that you can see. Let's see, here we have Ursa Minor, so the small dipper here, the Big Dipper pours into the Small Dipper. It's easier to see the Big Dipper. Anyway, so that is a star chart. Use something like this. If you could pull it up in your browser or pull it up and print it off, then you can take it outside and look at it. Let's see, some other interesting things you might be able to see. Anyway, okay, so this isn't exactly the best way to figure out an altitude and azimuth, but you can give it your best shot because that's what your questions are going to be next. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. There's other information like star magnitudes that they have here. They also have the moon phases shown over here, and they have description at the bottom of this on how to use this chart. So anyway, okay, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you're enjoying this. So if you would like to go outside and do an observing report on any of these constellations, you can also do that. Most of the observing stuff that I have written in the syllabus is the big things like phases of the moon or something like that, but you can also choose to find something here and see if you can write something up. So if you have any questions on that, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.